I'm on the 12th floor looking straight at what used to be the Twin Towers. There's only one. The second one is going down now. As I speak live, the second one is now collapsed down to the ground. That's both of them gone, and there's just powers of smoke everywhere. That must have been an explosion as well.
Rushing into the World Trade Center in New York. Let's go to Nick Jones, who is in New York on business. I know that because he's my husband, and he's in the streets of Manhattan now. Nick, when the tower fell, what was the sensation in Manhattan?
It was just incredible. I mean, we were standing watching it, and it was the light you see those tower blocks on the news in England when they're under forced explosion, and the whole thing just collapsed to the ground. It was incredible, and there's smoke everywhere. The place is just chaotic.
From the emergency services that this was about to happen, did anybody try to clear the streets, or did it just happen suddenly?
Well, I think what happened was that obviously they're talking about another explosion in Tower 2. So as all the emergency services were there, this second explosion happened, which then caused the collapse of Tower 2.
Do you know whether or not, and I'm sure it must be pretty hard to judge, but do you know whether or not that explosion happened as a result of damage, or did that explosion happen as a result of a device in the building?
They're saying it's a device in the building. It was too high up for it to cause the collapse. There must have been something down in the basement which caused it to collapse like that. All the restaurants are closed in New York now. Everyone's saving water for the emergency services. All the bridges and tunnels are closed. It's extraordinary.
Some pictures on the streets of the moments, the minutes following the explosion itself. Can you give us an indication of what the atmosphere, what the scene on the streets of Manhattan is like right now?
Everyone was in tears, dogs were howling, everyone was on the street, everyone was on the rooftops. It was just a moment of disbelief. And there still are. I'm on the 12th floor looking straight at what used to be the Twin Towers. There's only one. The second one is going down now. As I speak live, the second one is now collapsed down to the ground. That's both of them gone, and there's just powers of smoke everywhere. That must have been an explosion as well.
Right, Nick, so the second tower, we're seeing these pictures now live here on ITV. The second tower has just collapsed. And again, tell us what you can see around you.
I can just see enormous smoke, enormous chaos everywhere. It's just unreal. There were the Twin Towers, which were the feature of New York, and now they're not there.
And presumably there must be a great deal of noise, smoke, debris.
Everything. I mean, the amount of emergency services which must have been there to get out the people who were in Twin Tower 1. I mean, it's just incredible. I mean, they're both gone.
There must be, on the island of Manhattan, a sense of almost unreality, because if somebody had written this in a movie script, you would have said, this is too extreme, this can never happen.
This can never happen. And there's, because I can see the skyline in New York where I'm standing, and to the right of me, the smoke, the chaos is going right out to the Houston River. This must be affecting thousands and thousands of people down there.
And so, Nick, we're seeing there the pictures from Manhattan. As you say, when everybody in Manhattan woke up this morning, headed to work, it was a beautiful late summer's day. The blue sky is crystal clear behind us, the only clouds we see.
There were storms yesterday, and today was just a beautiful day, and, you know, the atmosphere was great on the streets, and then suddenly this thing has happened. And as you said, you know, you couldn't have written this into a film script.
Do people themselves feel safe? Are they amassing inside buildings or outside? Are you getting any advice from the emergency services?
They're saying stay put, stay in the buildings you're in, keep off the streets, and that is what the advice is.
Right. Can you tell us a bit more there? You said that people had already begun to save water and to take emergency procedures. Tell us a bit more about that.
Yep. Well, I'm out here doing meetings with restaurants, and they're all cancelled because every restaurant in New York is now being told they've got to close down. Everyone must save as much water as possible so the emergency services can use it. So it's a complete state of emergency here.
So it's really an island under siege right now, then?
It is. You can't get out of it. You can't get into it. I don't know when I'm coming home.
OK, Nick, well, you take very good care of yourself, and I shall speak to you later, off air. Okay. But thank you for joining us on air. We're beginning now to get the first reactions, as you've seen, from people near the World Trade Center when the two planes hit. They described the terror and the destruction that they saw unfolding in front of their very eyes.